So how are we today, folks? In this video I am going to be showing you how to build the Notion note-taking system, which I use to remember basically everything I need to remember. Now this note-taking system is actually based on Ali Abdaals note-taking system, and if you don't know who Ali Abdaal is, where have you been? I really don't know. He's probably one of the biggest productivity YouTubers out there. But besides that, let me show you how to build it. Feel free to open up another tab or do whatever you have to do to build it alongside me. So of course, you obviously first have to open Notion. Now, I will, as per always, be making this note-taking system on a new page, but of course you can build this note-taking system anywhere you want to build it. So of course you open a new page. So let's name it note-taking system. Right now, also one of the things I always like to do is click these three dots up here and select full width so that the system takes up the whole page, not just a center column. On these pages you can of course add an icon, so we can write in note, see what comes up. Let's go notebook. And then of course you can also add a cover. Let's see what covers we can find. You don't need to do this, by the way, I just like to make things look pretty. Anyway, so let's reposition this and actually make it look half decent. That looks good. Let's use that. Anyway, next thing we need to do is actually press / type inline database and choose inline database. Now, with this inline database, let's call it note-taking system. Of course, you can click these three dots and select hide database. I always do that, makes it look a bit tidier. Now we need to sort out our columns. So let's rename this first column to topic, and don't worry, I will bring you through an example after we build it so you know how it all works together. This here second column, tags, you can keep this if you want to tag the topics. I don't. For example, if you're in university or something, you might want to tag certain topics under certain modules, stuff like that. I don't do that, so if you want to do that, you can just keep this here column and press this plus button and pretty much repeat what we're about to do. I will actually be replacing this, so I will just click tags and we'll actually just rename it. So we're going to rename it to reference. Okay, now we will soon actually change the property type, but we'll not do that just yet. The next thing we want to do is click this plus button up here and type inline database. We want to have another inline database. Now you can have this inline database in its own page. So for example, you could press the plus and you could type page. You could create a page, call it references, and then you could type / inline database and just do what we're about to do now on this here database in this page, but I will do it all in this one page. And now let's name this database references, and then let's click these three dots, hide database title. Now we're on to the columns again. So we want two columns, name, and then we want tags. So this time in tags we want to change the type to a normal select, not the multi-select. Change the name tag to source. We would then want to click plus. We then want to click URL. Sorry, we actually want to name this type. We then want to click URL and name this source. Okay, now of course, depending on what the source is, for example, if it's from a book or something like that, you could go even more in depth and add authors. You could even add dates that you read this source on, just in case source changes over time. But for the purposes of this tutorial and how I use it, I will not be doing that. Now of course, you can also change the view of this here reference column. If we click table, edit view, and you could change it to something like a list, or you could change it to a board, or you could change it to list, board, or table are probably the only ones you would do with the purposes of this database. Anyway, for now, let's keep it in table. That is literally how you build this system. Now let me show you an example so you know how to use it. So let's say we have topic productivity. Okay, that is the topic that we want to take notes on, and let's say we're using YouTube to learn about productivity. So we type in productivity, and let's say we're learning from Ali Abdaal, since this is his note-taking system. Let's use him. Let's search productivity Ali Abdaal. Let's see what comes up. How to build the ultimate productivity system. Let's click on this video. Now if this would load, it would be good. Now let's say we used this video from Ali Abdaal to learn about productivity. We can simply copy the name here, go back to the note-taking system, and in the reference database, or you might have this in its own page, remember, in the name section we can simply copy and paste the name of the YouTube video. We can then go to type and type in YouTube video. We can then go back to the YouTube, copy and paste the link for the YouTube video and place it in the source column. Right now we can go back up to our note-taking database, click reference, edit property, type, go down to relation. When you're relating it, you're trying to relate it to another database. We are trying to relate it to our references database, so we will click references, then we'll click add relation. We can then go and click in the reference column beside productivity and click link a page, how to build the ultimate productivity system, the reference for that topic. Done. Right, now we can actually go in and take notes on productivity by clicking open here. Let's make this full width. Now what way you want to do this is really up to you. Again, I'm going to make this full width. Ali Abdaal would do something like this. He would go in, he would have heading, and he would have tasks or whatever area of productivity. He would then have toggle list, and he would then say how to prioritize tasks. He would then answer how to prioritize tasks in here. And now he used this note-taking system when he was at university to help him study. So what he would do is he would go how to prioritize tasks, try to answer it, and then check if he got the answer right here, and if he didn't, he would just repeat until he did. I don't like to do it this way. I actually like to press slash and toggle heading 1, and let's say tasks, slash again, and then toggle list. Now I will do how to prioritize tasks, and the reason I do this is simply because it's a bit tidier. So I can have tasks, and then I could have productivity hacks, and then we can click down here, click there, and click toggle again, and we could do something like the 2-minute rule, and then we could write all about the 2-minute rule in here. Simple. And then of course we can close that and close that, and it's quite tidy. Another way you can do this is press slash and have page, so you could have a whole page dedicated to tasks, and then have toggle heading, and then go how to prioritize tasks, and then answer it here. Of course, how you do this and how you lay this out is going to be up to you and how you want it to look and how tidy you want it. I like these toggle headings and then the normal toggle list inside each heading. This way you can have your overall topic of productivity. You can then have subtopics such as tasks and productivity hacks. You can write about that subtopic inside the toggle heading and keep it nice and tidy. So let's do another example. Let's say we were learning about marketing. We could type in marketing as our topic, and let's say again we were learning marketing off YouTube. We could type in marketing. Here is an episode of the Diary of a CEO podcast on marketing. So let's pause it. Let's copy and paste the title of that podcast into our reference database. Type again, you could do YouTube video because it's on YouTube, but because it's a podcast, I'm going to type in podcast. I'm going to go back, I'm going to copy and paste the URL of the podcast into the source column, and then I'm going to click on the reference column beside marketing, link to the correct page, the marketing genius behind Nick Groffman, the name, and then I could go into marketing and I could do toggle heading 1, marketing principles, and then do whatever and fill out my notes there however I want to take my notes from that episode. Now, of course, you can actually add in multiple references. So if we go back to YouTube, let's go to the second video, which is again a Diary of CEO episode, quite funnily. Let's copy and paste the title, go back to our note-taking system. In our references column, let's copy and paste it. Let's get rid of that. Again, type, this is a podcast, so let's click podcast, go back to source, copy and paste the URL, done. Now in the reference column again, we can actually add another reference, and we can click the marketing secrets Apple and Tesla always use, and now you will see beside marketing we have 2 references. Of course, in your note-taking system you could even divide this up further, so you could type slash and then have page, and you could name this page the title of the reference again, so that if you want to separate the notes that you're taking from each reference, you can do it this way. And again, you can go in, type slash, toggle heading, and lay out your notes whatever way you want to. So again, that's completely up to you how you take your notes and what you do. Again, like I say in all my videos, you can customize this and change this till your heart is content. This is not exactly how Ali Abdaal did it. I have slightly adjusted it, slightly adapted it for what I need, because like I said, Ali Abdaal did use this for when he was at university, so he was using it to study. Now, if you actually do want to use it to study like he did, you can click this plus button, you can go and select date, and you can actually rename this date to next study date, and then you can select here and you can select the next time you want to study or visit that topic in order to help you plan out your study schedule or whatever you're using this for. Of course, I don't do that because I'm not using this note-taking system to study anything. I am using it to help remember and store information I learn from courses, from books, from YouTube videos, from podcasts. So this is how I use this. Again, customize this till your heart is content, and of course if you want to use it for studying or something, you can add in that study date. Now, if you actually want to know how to create a really simple but powerful to-do list in Notion, you can check out this video here, and if you don't want to miss out on any future content, click that subscribe button. Rosa.